ranking the top 5 habits that research shows will make you happier. I was really excited to make this video because I feel like so often you hear like, do this to be happier or more successful or have better mental health or whatever, but a lot of times I feel like those aren't really based on like a clear study that actually makes a list or a set of rankings around which activities or things or behaviors really do seem to have the greatest impact on your level of happiness. But this study did just that. So this is from, I'll include a reference, but it was published in the journal SSM Mental Health. It's done in Australia. They basically took 600 Australian adults and they looked at a survey, and they also looked at this campaign around 15 suggested behaviors to improve your mental health. And then they tried to look at like which of those behaviors had the biggest impact, and they found some pretty clear results. So I'll share with you the top 5, and then we'll briefly discuss some strategies or habits so that you might get some ideas for how to bring those into your life. Okay, number 1 was, it'll be more exciting. I'll go in reverse. Okay, number 5, getting physical activity every day. This led to an 8.2% boost compared to the average. Number 4, visiting friends at least once per week. This led to a 9.1% boost over the average. Spending time in nature every day. This led to a 9.6% boost over the average. Number 2, talking with people outside your home 1 to 6 times per week. So basically like almost every day, but not quite every day. This led to an 11.6% boost. And finally, drumroll please, number 1, talking with people outside your home daily. So every day you're talking to someone outside your home. This led to a 19% boost in happiness. So there you have it. One more time, we'll go in that same order. Number 5, getting physical activity every day. Number 4, visiting friends at least once per week. Number 3, time in nature every day. Number 2, talking with people outside your home almost every day. And number 1, talking with people outside your home every day. So what would it look like, really briefly, to try to bring this into your daily or maybe your weekly routine? So getting physical activity every day, that one's pretty simple. You just get physical activity every day. Now, in the study, they didn't go too far in depth into like a custom workout plan, but the guidance I often give is like, if you do half an hour almost every day, so like 5 times a week, that's going to get you 2.5 hours, which is what like the CDC, World Health Organization, these other, I think it's maybe the Department of Health and Human Services, but like a bunch of these basically agencies that give guidelines around your physical health suggest 2.5 hours of, I think it's the American Heart Association is what I'm thinking of. These groups that give guidance and recommendations on health. Now, I know some of those groups don't have the best track record, but generally we see 2.5 hours of moderate intensity exercise each week is a good baseline. So I suggest, hey, set aside almost every day, aim for 30 minutes. So maybe you go to the gym and do a formal workout Monday through Friday, 30 minutes each day. And then on Saturday and Sunday, get out of the house, get some physical activity. That's going to get you your 8% boost in happiness. Okay, number 4, visiting with friends at least once per week. This one I feel like out of all of them is probably like the easiest because it's not every day. It's literally just once a week. And I would suggest that on maybe your Friday or your Saturday or your Sunday, that having some time with friends, especially, not just family, not just your significant other, right? Because it's just like you have different sorts of needs and different types of relationships, right? Like they all offer you different things in terms of your health and happiness. So that one's pretty straightforward. Can you do once a week a get together with your friends, start a book club, say, hey, we're going to hang out and watch the game. We're going to go to a yoga class together, like literally anything. I think that one will be pretty easy for you to implement. I suggest maybe having a reminder in your calendar. Okay, spending time in nature every day. This one's a bit difficult, I feel like, because it really kind of depends on where you live. But probably a simple way to do this is just like a daily morning walk outside. And, I'd simply suggest that because I'm big on like a daily meditation practice or some sort of morning routine or ritual to sort of set the trajectory of your day. And I find that for me, if I just do kind of a mindful walk outside, I just enjoy it way more. And it's kind of like, well, I get the mindful meditation part to set up my kind of psychology for the day, but I also get some time outside, get some sunlight. I live in a relatively suburban area, so I don't think they were saying in the study you have to like, venture into the wilderness every single day. But yeah, consider maybe a morning walk, or maybe get an evening walk outside for 15 minutes each day to just get some time in nature. And if you live in a city, I think you're crazy for living in a city, but that's a conversation for a different video, so just do the best you can. Okay, now we can kind of tackle number 1 and 2 at the same time, because it's trying to daily or almost every day talk with people outside your home. And I think the simplest way to do this here is really to focus on what I call pretexts, excuse me. And that means like, it's hard to just walk up to a stranger and be like, hey, would you like to have a chat? Let's have a conversation. Like, it's kind of like, were you like a weird friends pickup artist or something? So instead, it's like you have almost an excuse to hang out with these people almost every day. And so here's an example of what I mean. Let's say every Sunday you go to church, or you go to the meditation center, or you go to a community gathering type thing, right? If you're not religious, like I'm not telling you to be religious, I'm just saying in general, right? So maybe like once a week you have that sort of a community of spiritual practice on Sunday. And then let's say, okay, Friday, Saturday, you're just going to be out and about, having somewhat of a social life, maybe, even if you're not crazy, like going out partying or going to the bar or something. I know that's not for me, but maybe you go to a restaurant, go to the park, go to some event that's going on. Okay, so like, let's say Friday, Saturday, you're probably going to be out and about a little bit, and you can have some social interaction. So boom, we got 3 right there. So then, well, what do you maybe do during the week? So, I mean, maybe one night you're in a local softball league or a local pickup sports league. Okay, right? That can be one. And then maybe another night you have like a book club that meets. And then maybe the third night every week you have a tradition where you go out and get together with your friends from work, right? Like, those aren't perfect examples, I know, but the idea is just you have some existing like vehicle. Okay, maybe an exercise class. These group fitness classes are a great way to get that social interaction as well. Again, just so you have a bit of that reason or excuse to like be around people and talk to people, as opposed to just, I don't know, again, trying to go talk to a stranger every day. But the final idea that's important here will be going to the office, going to work. I, of course, love remote work, but it can be nice maybe a few times a week. You can cross this box off by getting some social interaction at work, and simply even setting aside 15 minutes each day at work, maybe to have a genuine conversation with a coworker or a client or a peer or something like that. So I'm confident if you think through it, on your weekend, maybe you're going out and doing something once or twice, you're going to maybe a community event or a spiritual religious service of some sort, and then you've got maybe during the week a couple times where you're getting together to play a sport or a fitness class or a book club or a community thing of some sort, and then you go into work a couple days a week. There's your 19% right there. Daily talking with people outside your home. I know it sounds like so simple, but I think that social connection is really powerful, and at least that's what they found in this study. So anyway, I hope you got some ideas here in the ranking of these top 5 habits to boost your happiness. As always on this channel, I try to share practical resources and tools from the art and science of happiness. So this has been Jackson Kirchis. Thanks for watching. Somewhere here, I guess, will be a video that YouTube or the magical powers that be think you'll like. So check it out, subscribe. I'll see you next time.